Hi everyone, Simon Walker here from Shoestring Startups. This morning we're outside of one of Melbourne's hottest co-working spaces in Spire 9 to come chat with the AngelCube teams. Let's go chat to them. So we're here with Andrew Bird, who's one of the masterminds behind AngelCube. How you going, mate?
Yeah, good. I'm not sure about mastermind, but it was it's cool to see it working, and yeah, thanks for coming out.
Fantastic. So, can you give us a bit of a rundown of actually what is AngelCube?
Yeah, sure. So AngelCube is an early stage incubator. We work with digital companies, whether online, web or mobile, and help them get from really concept to first round funding. So generally speaking, it's kind of 1 or 2 person or 3 person team. The business has just started, it might be at concept stage, or it could be first few customers, and our whole goal is to really help them create a real business from what is essentially an idea, and help them get that to a point where investors will look at it and think, hey, there's a real opportunity here. We like these entrepreneurs and we like the business and we like the traction they've got.
So why did you guys start AngelCube?
I think it was more a case of this model is happening all around the world. So I remember looking and seeing Y Combinator in 2007, seeing like Paul Graham on the cover of Inc. magazine and thinking, what's this? Reading about it and thinking, wow, that'd be amazing if that came to Melbourne. And I think that was kind of an idea that a lot of people had. I remember you'd go to Silicon Beach or Lean Startup and have a few beers and everyone would say, there should be an accelerator or there should be an incubator in Melbourne. And it was really just a matter of thinking, well, let's actually do this properly, and we'll put a small amount of money aside to get it started, build the mentor team, build the brand, and then raise some more money. And thankfully we did. Raised just under $1 million last year, and got the whole thing up and running, and now we're in session 2. We're about to end session 2, so yeah, it's cool.
So just quickly outline the process in which a team goes through, like how much they get, what equity they give away, and how long the process is.
Yeah, sure. So the standard is like a 13-week process where they come in, and I kind of liken it to a semester of an MBA. You've got 2 sessions per week with mentors. We've got over 70 mentors in the actual program. You do a Monday morning milestone session and then a Friday morning pitch session. So it's quite intense. You go through this process every week for 13 weeks. In terms of the terms, we take 10% dilutable shares in the company, and we provide $20,000 seed capital, $100,000 worth of perks, and a services letter which includes like rent here at Inspire 9, access to consulting, legal, all these things. So yeah, it's kind of pretty comprehensive.
So what's the process do you guys go through to choose new applicants?
We run a cohort-based approach, so it's similar to if you've ever applied for a grant, or it's almost structured like a reality TV show in a way. It's each season will have a new intake. Applications usually open 6 weeks before selection. People put in an online form. We try and whittle that down to a short list of like 25 to 30 to interview. And then the interviews are just back to back. We usually do a full day of interviews.
That sounds like an intense day.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I think we filmed it this year, so it's up on the AngelCube website. Keely put together a really good package.
Check it out.
So quick plug there.
What are some of the things that you look for in a startup or an entrepreneur?
The number one thing is how all in is the person, and kind of by that I mean, what have they given up, what have they sacrificed to actually do their startup? So you often see someone who will say, I'd like to join AngelCube, but I'm still working full-time, and if I get in, I'll quit my job. We'd much rather see people say, I've quit my job, I've been working on this for 3 months, I've put $10,000 of my own money into this, I sold my car, some real sacrifices and real commitment.
Now, we actually had a really interesting conversation last week, and you were talking about the differences between an entrepreneur and a dreamer. I was wondering if you could sort of have a bit more thoughts on that and explain some of your thinking behind that.
Going back to what I was saying before, an entrepreneur is someone who will make sacrifices for their business. And what's that old quote about? An entrepreneur is someone who steals stationery from home and brings it to work. And I think that really sums it up. It's just that you're using your personal resources, personal networks, all your time, all your energy to actually build something that you believe in and that you're building for the long term.
And I think the big difference between like a dreamer and entrepreneur is the action, is the actual in following your idea rather than just sort of thinking about it. I think because that's execution takes a lot of guts, and I think it's not in everyone that not everyone can do it, but I think that's a big thing as well.
Yeah, well said, definitely. Just and starting as well. Like you meet so many people with great ideas, and they'll say, "Oh, I'll do this when I've got more experience," or "I'll do this when I've got more savings," or like the key is just to get started.
Well, I think we simply can't not do it.
Yeah,
Can't not do it.
Yeah, it's an addiction.
It is absolutely beautiful. Thanks very much, Andrew, and good luck.
Thanks very much.
Cool. So, just going to quickly introduce yourself and the name of your startup.
Yep. My name's Ivan from Vinsby, and we do custom tailored clothing for men online.
I'm Ed, and I'm from Kickfolio. We make kick-ass portfolios for app developers, so focusing on creating an online presence for app developers and their apps.
My name is Adam Newman, and my startup is called Giveable.
My name's Nicola Gracie. My startup's Fit Integrate, and it's basically a platform that enables gyms to easily schedule and cover classes.
I'm Phil from Refresh, and we turn a brand's Facebook page into an interactive video.
I'm Riley James. Our startup is called Dragonfly. It's a marketplace that connects talented local freelancers with digital agencies and creative agencies in Melbourne.
How have you found the AngelCube program so far?
Intense is probably the word I'd use to sum it up.
It's been horrible. Oh no!
Everyone said that as well. I know.
No, it's awesome. I've been in business over 10 years doing startups in my own little world, and this has just completely changed my whole approach. Like, I'll never be the same again.
Invigorating. Many learnings, definitely. Every week it's something new to work on.
What's sort of been one of the biggest hurdles you've had to overcome throughout the program?
Biggest hurdles? I think biggest hurdle. It's a good question. Let me think.
Well, there's so many, or it's been that though.
That crazy. No, I think the biggest hurdle around it has really been about learning to create a believable story around your business. I think the whole investor game is something that probably a lot of us are first times to. A lot of us probably have a background in executing different sort of startups and different businesses and going about doing that. But when it's your own startup and you're looking for investment for somebody to come in to put money into your business, actually learning how to engage with investors, go through that whole process of answering questions, doing financials, all those sorts of things that you wouldn't learn unless you're running your own startup. That's probably been one of the big things that I've had to kind of learn, and the program's helped a lot in understanding that. Yeah.
Why do you guys join AngelCube, the AngelCube program?
We really love creating new things and basically empowering people through technology. And we were at that stage where we had so many ideas in our head and so many opportunities that we wanted to explore, and AngelCube gave us the opportunity to just go for it.
I joined because I kind of had an idea, and I showed it around to some people, and they thought it was really cool. And I was like, well, if a lot of people think this is cool, maybe I can turn it from an idea into a business, and what better way to do that than in an incubator?
And what would you say to those who are considering applying for the AngelCube program?
Yeah, definitely do it. Absolutely changes everything.
I'd say contact AngelCube and ask them what's the checklist that I need to do to make sure that I've got the best chance of getting in.
I would say ideally prepare, come in with a product built already, preferably if you can, because I've spent most of the AngelCube program building that product, whether it's the technical specs or whatever it is around that. But if you can come in and have something, or obviously it's not going to be polished and pretty, but something almost there.
What one piece of advice would you give to those who are considering or just starting out?
Basically, get your product out there as soon as possible, whatever it is, whatever stage you're at. Just test what you're doing is actually what people want.
Take what you think, or take your assumptions and test them out. So if there's something that you're unsure about or that you're kind of questionable, just go out there and ask people and figure out if it's right, or figure it out, more importantly, if it's wrong.
Look at problem solutions. So it's all about solving a problem, and as soon as you've determined or you think you know what the problem is, go and speak to the customers. Go and speak to who you think is going to buy this solution.
And what's the future for you post AngelCube?
Yeah, look, the future for us really is about kind of growing the Vinsby brand. I think, we want to be able to kind of make the concept of purchasing a custom-tailored suit and even clothing itself a much more mainstream idea, and understanding that Vinsby is the leader in that area.
Try and get seed investment, and if we get seed investment, then we'll set up to build out our product, and then go for Series A.
Take on the world. No, basically, as soon as AngelCube's finished, the first goal is to get that iteration 2 complete, and basically gain traction within the Australian market. Once we prove traction here, it's looking at international market.
So after AngelCube, we're, I guess, knuckling down and focusing on solving, a very specific problem, which for us is making it just super easy for people to find and buy gifts. So for us, that's a lot of product development.
Well, besides world domination, no.
Seems everyone's doing that at the moment.
All the cool kids, anyway. What we want to do is really, we think that there's a lot of scope in the technology behind Kickfolio to empower people, not just app developers, but wider communities to develop online presences that look good and actually sell what they do.
We're looking at expanding across Australia. We're currently just based in Melbourne, and then we're looking at trying to raise some more money, maybe go over to the US or Singapore. Really
Take over the world.
Yeah, pretty much.
Good luck. Thanks so much, mate. Thanks. So that brings us to the end of our trip here to AngelCube. It was fantastic to meet all the teams, speak to the mentors, and I think the one thing to really take away from today, if you're an entrepreneur or if you're a startup, is to test your idea. Don't assume that you have the solution to a problem. Actually go out and ask people and test. And if it's not the right issue, you'll find out why, and you're better off for it, and you can maybe make a pivot, but in the end you'll be better off for it. Till next time, guys. Speak to you soon.